Well, with only about 5 days to go until we have a new royal on our hands, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are turning Animal Hall into a kind of private fortress so that the baby can have what they consider a normal life. Let's cross to our royal correspondent, Katie Nicholl, in London as we speak. Katie, you say the royal couple just want a middle-class upbringing for their family. How are they going to make that happen?
Well, David, it's interesting, really. I'd worked on this feature. I've been sort of preparing it for a couple of weeks and really trying to understand this new life that they have in Norfolk. I've spent some time in Norfolk and spoken to people, and it really does seem that they've achieved what I would have always thought was pretty impossible, and that was an ordinary life. But that really is what they have in Norfolk, whether it's William cycling around the country lanes, Kate taking George to a petting zoo, you know, going and checking out the local antique shops in the nearby towns. Just a very normal life. And if you didn't know that they were the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, there's nothing to indicate that they're anyone other than just a regular couple, a regular family. And I think the reason that they really want to get away from the city, in Kate's own words, she can't wait, apparently, to get away from the hustle and bustle, is because in Anmer, this remote part of Norfolk, they really can just be normal. And it's ironic, really, because it's what Diana always wanted for William and Harry, but she struggled with it when she tried to take them out for shopping trips. There was always a photographer lurking in the bush. But you think of the number of times we've seen Prince George photographed, and you can count it on one hand, and I think that says a lot.
Actually, you've got a point there. And as you say, it was something that Diana really wished for her children, was to have that normal life. Now, the palace pushed back quite hard. You know, they've obviously been kind of successful, as you were saying, with George. Will that happen with baby number 2, or will more pressure be put on them to get out and about?
No, I think we'll see just as little of this new prince or princess as we have done of Prince George. I mean, the truth is there has only been one official public engagement in Prince George's life, and that was in New Zealand. I think we'll see the same with the new baby. I think they will want to keep him or her away from the spotlight. William is incredibly private, and that it's a passionate need for privacy. It's something that he is so passionate about, and I think that's all connected to his mother's death. There's a part of William and Harry, I think, still that blame the paparazzi for Diana's death, and therefore William's relationship with the media has always been complex. Well, by taking his family away to this remote part of the country where they're not spied on all the time, they can really have a regular childhood, a regular family life. And I think William's seen that in the Middleton family, because of course, remember, Kate had a normal childhood, so why wouldn't she want the same for her children? It makes sense. And I actually think good for them, because they should be able to have that in this time and day. And there is an opportunity, there will be opportunities for them to become full-time working royals. But at this stage of their life, it's not. Remember, William is the heir to the spare. So, you know, he's got a way to go. There's going to be King Charles first. So this is their time out the spotlight. Now, Katie, last time I spoke to you, we were talking about the fact that Wills is probably going to be late to the baby because he'd be working, he'd be out of town. But we may now be hearing that he might indeed just be out of the country, which makes this harder for everyone involved. Give me more information on that. Well, I was told by my sources at the palace that there will be Anzac commemoration days and Gallipoli commemoration days on Saturday the 25th. It's not actually out the country, it's here in London at the Cenotaph, just around the corner from where I'm sitting this evening. And I'm told by senior aides working closely with the Duke of Cambridge that it is his intention to be there, that he's 100% committed to it, and he's going to do everything he can to be there alongside the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh. Well, of course, the 25th is the Duchess's due date. Second babies can be late, they can be early. But there is, of course, a risk that there might be a clash. So really what the palace is saying is we just going to have to wait and see, and we'll play this one by ear. So for all the planning in the world for a royal baby, there are certain things that just can't determine exactly how the next few days will be played out. But I will be here reporting live for you from London. Well, we love that, Katie, and we know that any good parent has to juggle everything, and Wills is no different. Thanks so much, Katie. We'll speak to you a little bit later on. Thank you, David.